Hello my loves, how are you today? So I'm back with a new video. If you could read below, today we're going to be testing the Morphe Fluidity foundation and concealer. I also have you guys positioned over my head. I got a new thing for my mirror where it stays in, so it's really cool because now you could see all around, you could see me, we could show off our outfits, and we could just get to work today. So this isn't going to be like the regular thing, but hopefully we can get a few videos in like this because it is cool. I love the positioning. If you guys have an issue with it and you don't like the way this is like positioned, just let me know. We can another giveaway for 80 subscribers. So if you guys want to start subscribing now, there's going to be a video that I'm going to put up to comment. I was also thinking about doing maybe an Instagram giveaway in the future or a Facebook giveaway, Snapchat, where you guys would have to go subscribe there, comment, whatnot, right into it. What I want to be doing is kind of a battle today with this foundation. So half of my face, I'm going to be using a matte primer, and the other half, I'm going to be using a water-based primer. Now, they're both from Smashbox, so they'll both be really good and get the job done. This one is, you guys see me all the time, it's the Pore Minimizing Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And it's very matte, like the Benefit Professional. And this one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And now this leaves your face with a little bit of a dew. I like to let it dry down a bit before I start going in with the foundation. But what I also want to do today in a little bit of a battle is use a beauty blender against a brush. Now I'm going to be using the beauty blender on this side of my face because that's what I usually do. I take a matte primer with the beauty blender, and that's how I usually do my foundation. And on the other side, I'm going to be doing this because it's something new. And I heard that the brush as well as a water primer works best for this foundation because it's very matte and it dries down quickly. So I'm thinking that these two things will aid in putting on the foundation so it doesn't oxidize, so it doesn't dry down and I can't work it. And also, so maybe I can use powder on my face. So, because when you use matte foundation, it's kind of gets iffy to use powder because it can dry down really, really dry. And I also heard that this foundation dries down as like a matte powder finish. Okay, so let's jump right into this. So like I said, I'm going to be putting the matte primer on this side of my face. So I'm just gonna go in with a foundation brush and brush all over my face the matte primer. I know we usually do it with our hands, but today I brought this brush and why not use it? Anybody ever worked with a water primer or a spray-based primer? It's very different and I like the way it works, but I usually use, like I said, a matte primer, so it's different to me because it doesn't get in the pores and really sink into it to make the finish very like fake looking. So, okay, let's talk. The Morphe foundation as well as the Morphe concealer. I bought it in f2.20 and I bought the concealer in c1.55. Now color-wise, I think each level, like F1, F2, and then there's F3 and maybe even an F4, it gets darker and darker. So an F1 is probably light, F2 is kind of light to medium, F3 is probably a tan, and so on and so forth. And I think that this one, to me, is probably gonna match my color the best because what I bought was a neutral undertone. They have a million different undertones. They have pink undertones, green undertones, which is really good if you have red skin to cover up the redness or your natural undertones. Now, like I said in the past, I have no clue what my undertones are. So that's a problem to me, and I always just buy neutral undertones because I like the color of the foundation when it's in a neutral undertone. So I'm not really sure what would be the best for my skin. I do see like a little bit of redness going on when I am not tan, but I'm not sure. In 60 different shades, and the shade range is really amazing. It comes in like this tube thing. Like I said in my other video, I really don't like the packaging. It's very minimal, but it's their first foundation, so they got this there. I heard like really good things about it too. Some things that I did hear that weren't so good is that it oxidizes on the face after you put it on, like it may change color, or like I said before, it dries down really fast. But we're gonna be the judge of that today. So just a little side note, you guys might be wondering about my eyelashes. Now I was doing things all day today, so I just put eyelashes on because when I don't want to put makeup on, I throw some concealer under the eyes and eyelashes. Now I took the concealer off for the sake of the video, but the eyelashes are actually a part of my brand, Brooklyn Jade. Now they'll be on sale on my Poshmark and I'll link that below. And I'm also going to be putting up the link to my website soon because it's almost finished and I'm going to launch it and do a beautiful video about it. But I just want to show you guys the packaging they come in. So they come in this little thing, and I know like you probably have seen this everywhere, but I actually have purchased my lashes from a vendor and I make them basically myself. I get a ton of different samples and I sample them. I do a wear test to see if they hurt, to see if they're like tight, to see if they're stabby, to see if they're nice and natural. And the ones that I picked are really me. Now this shade, I was gonna say, this type doesn't really have a name yet, but it's a very nice one. They're very full. I'll come closer so you guys can tell. They have a very finished look. And I just slap their strip lashes and I just slap them on with some glue and call it a day and go about my day. It really like completes me. And like I said, I could walk around like this looking crazy, whatever. And it comes in this really cute case and they're reusable. Now what I do when I take them off, I just take them off from the end. And by the way, I never put mascara on them. People always put mascara on their lash extensions, on their fake lashes. And I just don't think it's right because it shortens the length of time that you could wear the lashes, have the lashes, and just the life of the lashes. And I know like looks really to us aren't complete without mascara, but just think about it. We have these eyelashes on already. They're already so nice and fluffy. So I think we could do without the mascara for the sake of the lashes life. So when you take it off, there'll be, you know, the dried glue on the end. Once I just kind of put them away in their case and leave it overnight. And then before I wear it again, you can just start from either end and just take the glue off. It usually comes off in one strip depending on the glue you use. I use either the Ardell glue or the Kiss glue. It's the white glue. You can get black glue, any glue that's for you. I'll show you guys in another video how I apply my lashes and what I apply my lash with. But like I said, it comes off right away. The lashes are brand new again, and then you just start over. So that was just a little side note. Let's get back into the video. So let's see how this works. Just be putting it directly on my face like I would usually do. And I just put like, oh, that's a lot. I just put it in a few areas and just hope for the best. Going in with my beauty blender.
So it's
Very full coverage. I put a lot on my face. The color seems to be very nice. It is moving around a little bit. Like I said, I did put a lot on this side, but let's see how it works. Drying down fast, like some people said. And I really now that side of my face is done, I'm gonna move on to the next. But I just wanna say that it is extremely full coverage and I am loving it. As you guys know, I have huge issues with my under eyes, and just by like me putting it on, you can tell that like the bags, the supreme bags, the friggin' $1 million bags are really covered without even putting concealer on. And like I said, I really like this color. It's light, but it does have a little bit of like a tan tone, and I'm absolutely living for it. Literally living for it. So now I'm gonna go on the other side and apply just as much, but use a brush for it. I'm gonna be using the Ultimate Blending Brush that you guys usually see me use for powder on my face. I cleaned it, and I'm gonna be using it to apply the foundation. And I'm gonna be doing little like round strokes with it. It does oxidize a bit because as you can see, I'm putting this one on. So you guys can immediately see a difference because like I said, this side has kind of like a different color than putting it on this side. And this side looks a lot lighter than this side does, but I'm just gonna wait till this one dries down to see what's up. A matte powdery finish, and it came out beautiful on the side with the Beauty Blender and the primer and the matte primer. taking a little while for this to dry down, whereas the side with the Beauty Blender dried down immediately. It's been about like 30 seconds to a minute already, and it hasn't dried down completely. But just me looking at it, I like the side with the Beauty Blender and the matte primer because it looks like it's more full coverage. I'm just gonna move on to the concealer and see how it goes. So like I said before, the primer water usually leaves a dewy finish, and I think that's what's going on here because it looks way more dewy than the other side. Both colors dried down and they look exactly the same. They look really nice, but the finishes definitely look visibly different. As you can tell, this is for sure it does have the matte finish because the foundation is matte, but you can tell it's definitely dewy. It's for sure dewy. So this Smashbox primer, you hit it out of the park. If you want to make a matte foundation a little bit dewy, go for primer water, and I'm assuming a brush. Whereas if you have the foundation, use a matte primer as well as a wet beauty blender. So now I'm gonna go ahead with the makeup routine and go into the concealer. This is what the concealer looks like, and this is as well a neutral undertone, and I believe this one is light because I got a C1.55. I'm really excited to use this because I heard that this could be better than the Shape Tape one. So I'm gonna stick to what I'm doing as well and use a beauty blender for this side on the other side. So I'm just gonna be applying it where I usually would apply my concealer. Okay, so when patting it with my beauty blender, it blends out beautifully. It doesn't dry as quickly as Shape Tape does, but it gives that same coverage, and it is literally gorgeous. This side of my face looks amazing. This is for sure gonna be one of my go-to foundations, especially for when I'm light because it doesn't have as much of a color like my other foundations have, and I don't have to tin with it because my other foundations like the Becca one, the Giorgio Armani one, I have to be a little bit darker because when I put it on my skin when I'm light, it looks really, really awkward. Go in with the same buffing brush that I use for the foundation and just do little pats as if I was doing it with my beauty blender. So they both look really beautiful, but just by me looking at it in the mirror in front of me, I see that the side that I use the beauty blender on, my laugh lines are invisible. My under eye bags are totally invisible. And now, whereas the side I use the brush on, I see already a little bit of a laugh line over here, and my under eye is still pretty bad like it usually is when I put on every other foundation. So just by looking at me, you guys can tell what I'm talking about. This one, when I turn my head a little bit, you could see my under eye, but by looking at me dead on, you can tell that there is a visible difference. Still, it holds up to the primer water being the dewy side because you can totally tell how dewy this looks, whereas the matte primer makes it nice and the true powdery finish. I can't wait to go over this side with a beauty blender because I love the way this looks. Love it. I am actually shocked that this foundation really hit it out of the park with the color, with the finish, with everything about it. I am absolutely in love with it. Now I'm gonna be using powder to bake my face. Now I know I said that I really don't use the Laura Mercier powder because I swear by my little Makeup Revolution palette, but today I wanna see how this foundation reacts to powder. So again, I'm gonna be using the beauty blender on this side and the brush on this side to really see the true results of this. So I'm going in with the pointy edge side of my beauty blender and just soaking up a bit of powder. Now I'm usually horrible at this, but let's see how it works. I'm also gonna be applying it around my laugh lines and up my nose a little bit because we want a snatched nose. I'm gonna be using this brush as a powder brush because why not, guys? Okay, so it already kind of dried down a little on that side with the brush, but I'm just gonna try to move forward with it. Oh, I'm destroyed. Okay, so like I said, this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and people love it. I just wanted to use it today because what they say that when using powder with this foundation, you get really, really ashy. But I've literally seen nothing but love and life with this foundation. I'm literally not gonna lie to you. I may like it more than the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And that is like, poof, to me, seriously. So I'm gonna do my brows and be right back. So I'm back from doing my brows and now we're gonna dust this powder. A sneak peek of my Ipsy brush. See a sneak peek in my Ipsy box that I got a I can't talk tonight. That I got a Farrah brush for, I believe, powdering. So it looked really cute. I didn't really want to see it, so I X'd that really quick. But all right, so I'm living right now. I am actually living for this side. I friggin' hate this side, but look at me on this side. I never felt so friggin' gorgeous. This side is gross. I don't like it applied with a brush. I don't like it with the primer water at all, but let me tell you guys, get a matte primer, get a beauty blender, and go to work with this foundation and concealer. I will literally use this every day of my life. I love it. I look gorgeous in real life. I don't know if you guys can see right now because of the lighting and the angle, but I'll take it down and I'll show you. It is amazing. Now I'm gonna do some like bronzing to really see how it holds up, but I friggin' love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. So just as a little extra addition, I'm gonna be using the Butter Bronzer here, and I'm gonna be contouring with a little bit of a darker color from the trusty Makeup Revolution palette because we can't leave that out of our makeup routine. But I wanted to try this with you guys. Thing. I am in love with this bronzer too, and I just want to cry because everything that I purchased from Ulta is amazing. Like, I love the toner, I love the other serum thing, the youthful thing. I love this. I love the Morphe foundation. Like, we are in, girls. We are here. I'm living right now. I'm living. I don't even want to contour my face. I really don't even see the need for it, but let's just do it anyway. Let's just do it. Maybe we'll look even better. I want to put a little bit more powder up here because I kind of got bronzer happy. So if you're new here, welcome. I know this is like the end of the video and I'm crazy, but welcome. I use this all the time. I'm using the Pro HD Powder Contour, and the banana color was my go-to, but now I think I'm getting into Laura Mercier Translucent Powder because I'm done. I love this one. So now, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I definitely spoke about it in one of my videos. I got this in the Ipsy bag, and this is the Luxie 1010 Small Contour. I remember showing you. It was a Super Bowl video. I was like, 10. Couldn't talk as usual, but I'm gonna go in with this color down here. Now, I usually use this color to bronze, but I think that Physicians Formula Bronzer is my new bestie because you guys don't even want to hear me talk about myself right now. So I'm gonna be using this no-name brush here. It's really cute. It's like a rose gold, and I'm gonna try to contour my nose with a butter bronzer. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I don't want to tell you guys how to contour your nose because I really am not good at it. But when I was watching a James Charles video, he said to put the contour where you would want your nose to be. So I want my nose to be a little bit skinnier. So my natural like lines of my nose would be like just on the outside where I drew the real lines. So after drawing them with a little bit of a brush, I'm gonna take this mini teensy tiny beauty blender. Alyssa, you could follow me with this because I know you got one in your giveaway. And I'm just gonna pat away at these lines. Oh my goodness. You're nuts. Let's spray it a little bit. Okay, this one we could see dead on. I can't get over myself. I really am a nut job. Okay, so they both seem the same to me. I'm gonna just blend out some harsh edges on this side. It's kind of wet and I'm kind of living for it. I don't know why, like I ever changed it. Because like I said, in like some lighting, like you don't even see it, which is cool too, you know? And then once you like get that little, like, do a little walk by almost, and you're like, what's up? My boyfriend's gonna laugh at that one. That's our thing. That's how I got him. I was like, yo, what's up? Okay, so I'm just gonna take the same brush and just put it on like a little pat on my nose and go high up on the nose bone over here to give a little lift to that nose, and just a tiny, ever so slightly, little highlight on the lip. And honestly, guys, like, that is it. That's it. Like, I don't even want to do anything else. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at this foundation. I don't even know. We're having so much fun. I don't even know what video we're doing. But this foundation, I want to cry. Like, I want to go out. Like, I want to go out tonight with this foundation on. And I don't even like to go out. I hate going out. Let's do a little bit of, like, lip. And let's see really, like, what we're working with. Okay, guys, so I'm back with the finished look, and I just want to tell you that I absolutely adore this. Now, on my lips, I have Jeffree Star Posh Spice in Velvet Liquid Lips, and then Lip Ammunition, I have Supermodel, again, living for it. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a different view so we could talk about this foundation before I go away. Now, I just want to tell you, and like I said before, I love the foundation with a matte primer as well as a beauty blender. Now, if you're a person who likes using a brush for foundation, I'm not really crazy about it. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it kind of like settled into my areas over here. Whereas on this side, it did it a little bit, but you can't really tell when we're far away. This one you can tell when you're far away, and it looks kind of odd to me. And I feel as under my eyes, it didn't cover like enough stuff. And I don't know, I'm just not loving it. But on the other side, I am blown away, amazed. So it's for sure we'll use this foundation. I just will use it in the way that I normally do with my beauty blender. So that's it for this video, guys. And I love you, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Subscribe and comment because we're gonna be doing another giveaway for 80 subscribers. So get to it.